Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. Please continue to pray for good health for me by leaving a like on this video. I'm still grappling with some mouth sores, and I talked about yesterday how mouth sores have two different kinds of pain. First, the obvious, your mouth is in pain, but second, they create a little bit of a psychological barrier. Go watch my videos from yesterday. I have some conditions that make mouth sores very challenging for me, and mouth sores have pigeonholed among other things, my career and my social ambitions in the past, and so I really despise them. And unfortunately, they also don't go well with what I now do for a living, right? If I were doing anything else, it might be okay, but I have to, I do a lot of face-to-face work and have to use my mouth quite a bit in my job, right? Part of the reason I've been recording videos these last couple of days is to kind of exercise my mouth so that when I go to work, and also to practice speaking with mouth sores and not messing up, right? Because here on the video, if I mess up, I can hit the delete button, right? I don't have the luxury of doing that in the classroom or when I'm face-to-face with my boss. Although sometimes I'll start the class with saying that, apologies, I have a mouth sore, apologies if I'm a little bit slow on things. So that if I do fuck up, right, I could explain, sorry, let me think this over, right? My mouth wasn't feeling too good. But continue to pray for me by leaving a like on this video. Now, I noticed a couple of things these last couple of days, and it made me think about my priorities in life. So, I got a slow week at work. Nothing in particular, just things are slow, not a whole lot of stuff to grade and all that. And so yesterday, as I went to my storage unit to pack up from my last art show, put everything back into the storage locker, I had a lot of time on my hands. I wasn't rushed. And I really loved that feeling. I can't tell you how many times when I go to my storage unit, I'm in a big hurry to run off to work, or maybe it's getting close to closing time at this storage unit. And I leave a disaster in my wake often in the unit because of the rush. I didn't have to do that last night. I actually had time to think it over, and I've been making art for a little bit over 2 years. I got to review stuff that I made in the past. Some of them could be fixed up a little bit, right? In the past, I haven't always made the best stuff. Some of it could be smoothed out and anodized and all that. I've since discovered better ways to smooth out my bismuth figurines and then add anodization, right? I didn't know that in the past, right? And so I had time to look it over, sort it out, and more importantly, not leave a disaster in the storage locker, right? And I also needed to empty out my car because I'm going on a date soon, right? And I got to really think about how everything in the car could go in the storage unit for now, right? I really loved it. I don't always have the luxury of time on my hands, right? I'm not a very good driver, and oftentimes I don't have the luxury of going 55 miles an hour on the freeway, right? Like I did yesterday and today, right? That was really nice, right? I don't like speed, believe it or not. Another thing I noticed was that I was at a different meetup group, and there was this other girl that I'm interested in. She's Chinese. And the reason I liked her is, among other things, there are more than one reason, but she is very conscious about finances. She would talk about how much something costs and what can we do instead. Unfortunately, she has a boyfriend, but that's okay. It's good to network with her group of people, because a lot of people my age aren't very conscious about stuff like that, right? And so that was nice. The other thing I want to mention is that, and this ties into career issues, this past week while I was grappling with my mouth sore, it made me curse my teaching career. Don't get me wrong, I love the students. I don't have any toxicity with any of my colleagues. I just didn't want to use my mouth. And it made me ramp up my art projects. The other issue is I haven't been getting along with the Phoenix area very well. You know, only recently did I go on a date, and unfortunately, I have a big problem. I'll go to a large meetup group and I'll just be sitting there and nobody will interact with me. I'm not joking about that. It's almost like I'm invisible. One time, I felt really embarrassed because I had gone to a large group, but there was a table, there were 5, 6 people at the table, and every time I tried to say something, it was like my voice disappeared into the wind. No response, not even an echo back of any sort, not even eye contact to acknowledge that I was speaking. And unfortunately, those were not isolated events. They were more the norm than anything else. And so it made me think about moving to, see, I lived in Wallace, Idaho for a few months. Wallace, Idaho is more or less a tourist town these days, and I hope to go there and make art full time. And I have better luck networking with people over there. I still get along with the locals every time I visit. People still acknowledge me and all that. And actually, just a few weeks ago, I got a call from one of the apartments I was trying to lease from. I was on a list of some sort, and they finally called me back, and that's when I really ramped up the art projects. And so I'm thinking, since I'm having such bad luck here in Phoenix networking with others, maybe I'll just keep my head down and accumulate as much bismuth as I can to bankroll my eventual move to Wallace, Idaho, right? I hope to have, right now I have about a little bit over 3 tons of bismuth. If I can get it up to 10 tons and then move to Wallace, maybe trade some of that down to buy a house over there or something like that, right? So, yeah, 3 things I hope to, 3 forms of wealth I hope to acquire more of, more time for myself, to be able to do things at my leisure instead of feeling like my heart's racing out of control, meet the right girl who is conscious about life in general, right, not just live for today, and hopefully accumulate a few more tons of bismuth to bankroll my leaving the Phoenix area and my art career, right? This is the Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum.